WNBA Draft, the Dallas Wings select.
Well, she clearly doesn't have as many haters. If you're not paying attention to her yet, please get on board, even if the mainstream media isn't yet, because she is somebody who is going to be super exciting to watch.
The 2025 WNBA Draft, held on April 14th, was a historic event that brought in a fresh wave of talent ready to redefine the league's future. With 38 players picked, teams made calculated decisions to strengthen their rosters, mixing top college, stars with international prospects, and the wildest part, it's 100% real.
With the first pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft, the Dallas Wings select Paige Bueckers, University of Connecticut.
The Dallas Wings picked UConn guard Paige Bueckers as the #1 overall selection. Bueckers, recognized for her scoring efficiency and leadership, averaged 19.8 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game in her final college season. Her addition is viewed as a pivotal moment for the Wings, who were aiming to bounce back after a tough 2024 season.
Expectations for Paige aren't as high as they were for Caitlin. If she doesn't, well, she clearly doesn't have as many haters as Caitlin Clark did or does. So this one is kind of interesting to me. The article starts out saying last year, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark went #1 pick in the WNBA draft to a top 5 finish in MVP voting and a spot on the all WNBA first team. Fresh off leading UConn to its first national championship since 2016, can Paige Bueckers make a similar impact as the presumptive #1 pick in Monday's draft?
Bueckers holds a career field goal percentage of 53%, with an impressive 41.6% accuracy from beyond the arc, highlighting her ability as a true 3-level scorer. With 385 assists to only 162 turnovers throughout her college career, she's high offense, shown outstanding court vision and smart decision-making, averaging 2.2 steals and 1.4 blocks per game. Bueckers also makes a strong impact on the defensive end.
Paige getting big hugs from mom and dad, from her teammate AZ Fudd, from her coach Gino Auriemma, and Paige Bueckers' teammates all here taking it in. She is officially the #1 pick of the 2025 WNBA Draft.
And you saw her give Coach Auriemma a hug, and at the beginning...
And while she's already highly effective, building more strength could help her finish through contact and hold her own against more physical matchups. Sharpening her on-ball defensive skills will only enhance her status as a true two-way threat. But what happens next is truly wild. The Wings are loading up with rising stars and experienced firepower. Could this be the beginning of a championship run? Meet the second pick, Dominique Malonga.
Workout, she is putting up some 3-pointers from the corner, and she's a good 3-point shooter. And that is something where I feel like the women's game has been a little bit behind when it comes to bigs shooting from the outside. I feel like the men's game, 1 through 5, you have to be able to shoot a 3. The women's game is still a little bit behind in that sense, but she's able to do that. You have to guard her at the 3-point line, and that makes her a huge threat and a huge mismatch on the court. So I'm really, really excited to see Dominique.
French center Dominique Malonga was selected 2nd overall by the Seattle Storm. Malonga's dominance in the Euro Cup Women, where she averaged 17.9 points and 10.5 rebounds, has positioned her as one of the most exciting international prospects in recent memory. Standing at 6'6" with a 7.1 wingspan, she's capable of playing both inside and out, offering a rare blend of size and mobility. Famous for her ability to dunk, she brings a level of athleticism not often seen in the league. With professional experience in Europe and having represented France in the Olympics, she arrives with a wealth of experience, despite being just 19 years old. Like many young players, consistency will be key, and adjusting to the WNBA's speed and physicality will be a major step in her journey. But that's only the start. What Seattle has done with their roster could completely reshape the Western Conference. Still, the Washington Mystics might have something to say about that. With the third pick, the Mystics selected Notre Dame guard Sonia Citron. Known for her versatility and scoring touch, Citron is expected to bring added depth and spark to the Mystics' backcourt.
With the third pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft, the Washington Mystics select Sonia Citron, University of Notre Dame.
Drea, I know talking to you earlier, you felt like...
Citron is a dependable scorer, capable of making an impact from multiple spots on the court. Her selection to the ACC All-Defensive Team speaks to her dedication and effectiveness on the defensive end. With a strong understanding of the game, she consistently makes smart decisions and contributes across the board. Becoming more aggressive on offense could boost her scoring output, and improving her playmaking skills would add a whole new layer to her game. But here's where things take a surprising twist. Washington wasn't finished. With the fourth pick, the Mystics selected USC forward Kiki Iriaphens.
With the fourth pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft, the Washington Mystics select Okikiola Iriafen, University of Southern California.
After transferring from Stanford, Iriafen broke out in a big way, averaging 19.4 points and 11 rebounds per game. With 8.4 boards per game, she's a dominant presence on the glass, and her scoring numbers prove she's more than capable offensively. Her speed and agility make her a flexible defender and a real threat in transition. Developing a consistent outside shot would take her offensive game to the next level, and sharpening her playmaking skills will only increase her overall impact. And just when it seemed like Washington had maxed out, boom, another power move. Their front court just became even more intimidating with these draft additions. Now, the spotlight shifts to the fifth pick, Ezioda Magbagor for the Golden State Valkyries.
Championship. This is the final. Lithuanian-Spain puts up a circus shot, and somehow, someway, you stay up, and the three is good. Atsi prasho. So far, we're seeing more Spanish fans in the chat now.
The expansion team made a daring statement by selecting Lithuanian guard Justa Josait at number 5. And honestly, the truth behind it is wild. She's only 19, already has EuroLeague experience, and now finds herself as the face of an entire franchise. Josait can play multiple positions, giving the Valkyries valuable lineup flexibility. Her time in European leagues has shaped a game that's far more mature than her age suggests. With sharp instincts and a high basketball IQ, she consistently makes smart plays and adapts to a variety of in-game situations. However, to thrive in the WNBA, she'll need to build more physical strength to go toe-to-toe with tougher opponents. Consistency will also be crucial as she adjusts to the league's demands. Meanwhile, the Mystics weren't done shaking things up. With their third pick in the top 6, they selected Kentucky point guard Georgia Amoore.
It's brought to you by Capital One for Kentucky. This is the same starting lineup the Wildcats have used in all 29 games, and right away, Georgia Amoore.
Now you're going against Deja Lawrence, such a great defender. And Georgia Amoore steps up. You cannot go under the screen at any point in time.
Amoore wide open. Yes! Flames typically have done a great job rebounding in their conference.
Her court vision and clutch shooting make her an immediate asset to the team. Stick around because what comes next is massive. The Mystics may have just built a dynasty overnight. Averaging 6.8 rebounds and 8 assists per game, Amoore is a dynamic playmaker. With 18.8 points per game, she's capable of creating her own shot and scoring efficiently. Her experience and poise make her a natural leader on the court. At 5 or 6, she might face some challenges against taller opponents, particularly defensively, so refining her defensive skills will be key to her success at the pro level. Meanwhile, other teams also made impactful moves, adding depth to their rosters with smart draft picks. The Sky strengthened their lineup by selecting Atsa Sivka from Slovenia and Hailey Van Lith, a homegrown talent, clearly focused on bolstering their guard rotation.
Nails it! Another 3 for Aisha Siuka. And that is why France are overplaying.
But wait, this next part is what really matters. With Van Lith's experience and Kivka's size, this backcourt duo could be absolutely lethal. The Sun focused on versatile forwards, selecting Anissa Morrow from LSU and Sia Rivers from NC State. And this is where things start getting scary. They're assembling a lineup that can run the floor and dominate the boards with equal force. Coming off a strong 2024 playoff run, the Fever doubled down on defense, picking Michaela Timpson from Florida State, Bri Hall from South Carolina, and Ivan Edom from Gonzaga.
Select Bree Hall, South Carolina. Bree Hall, South Carolina.
But what if I told you that's not the worst part? Their defensive upgrades are a direct challenge to the top-tier offenses in the league. The 2025 WNBA Draft brought a feast of established collegiate stars and promising international talent. So it's safe to say the WNBA is gearing up for something big. This upcoming season, it's going to be a wild ride. While some teams walked away from the draft looking like basketball royalty, others left fans scratching their heads thinking, what in the full-court press just happened? Take the Mystics, for example. They walked into the draft with a treasure trove of picks and came out like Oprah. You get a scorer. You get a rebounder. You get a playmaker. They grabbed Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, and Georgia Amour, forming a young trio with the potential to completely alter the franchise's trajectory.
Change their entire franchise trajectory.
That Notre Dame team that eventually all went like first rounds, and I got to watch them play and just grow in the league. It was amazing to watch them grow, watch them play, and think that maybe that someday could be me. I think I've definitely fallen in love with the league just more and more because I never thought that I could be here.
Citron brings silky perimeter defense and sharp shooting, while Iriafen is a walking double-double with rebounding instincts that rival a caffeine-fueled Dennis Rodman. As for Amour, she's your floor general, with handles smoother than a Euro. Step on ice. And here's where it gets even wilder. These three complement each other perfectly. The Mystics didn't just draft talent, they drafted balance, defense, offense, leadership, and youth. It's like the Avengers got drafted straight into the WNBA. Now if you land Paige Bueckers, you win. Full stop. Dallas now has their hands on a certified franchise player. She shoots like Diana Taurasi, passes like Sue Bird, and has ice in her veins like she was forged in a March Madness overtime. With Bueckers, you get a 3-level scorer, elite playmaker, and sneaky defender. But wait, this next part, it's what really matters. She instantly boosts ticket sales, jersey sales, and playoff hopes. And with a player like Umu Touré already in the mix, Dallas might finally have their Batman and Robin. Or maybe Batman and Batman. Let's be real.
They mean everything to me. All that they've helped me get through, all the ups and downs, the highs and lows. They've seen every side of me, and it's the love there is unconditional. So just forever grateful for them. I want to cherish that relationship for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I just want to show a state of gratitude.
Seattle said, "You want flashy guards? We'll take the future MVP center." By selecting Dominique Malonga, they may have just locked down the league's next dominant big. For crying out loud, she's 6'6", runs like a deer, jumps like a kangaroo, and dunks like she's playing NBA Street V2. Malonga brings elite length, a scoring touch, and a high ceiling. Sure, she's still raw, but with pro experience at just 19, she's already ahead of most players. Hold on, it gets even better. She's got EuroLeague experience and Olympic-level polish. Give her 2 seasons, and she could be the next Aja Wilson, but taller, younger, and possibly even meaner. Phoenix once had one of the best scorers ever in Diana Taurasi, and now it's Brittany Griner still holding down the post. This was their opportunity to build towards the future, but their draft moves felt more like calling a timeout than running a play. They passed on potential long-term stars and made picks that seem more like safe bets than high-impact players. And if you think that's bad, just wait. This team could very well find itself watching the playoffs from the couch again if these picks don't develop quickly. They needed a jolt of energy, but instead, they drafted Jamba Juice. Refreshing? Sure. Game-changing? Not really.
Chicago. So there were some people who had Hailey Van Lith in their first round of the draft. There are some people who didn't have her until the second round. And I feel like the internet has mixed opinions about Hailey going to Chicago because if you guys remember, she played with Angel Reese at LSU. And from my understanding or from what I've seen on social media, I thought that they were cool. I thought that they were buds. People in my live chat last night were saying that they weren't cool. They didn't like playing together. But then I had also seen Angel Reese tweeting about Hailey Van Lith, like hyping her up during the NCAA tournament. I don't know either of these girls. I don't know if they get along, if they want to play together, if they don't. People were also breaking down Hailey Van Lith's body language with her being selected to go to the Chicago Sky. But with that, you guys, the Chicago Sky have Courtney Vandersloot there. And if Hailey Van Lith is going to learn from a veteran point guard, I feel like Courtney Vandersloot is someone. So hopefully she takes her under her wing and is able to help her develop her game. I think Hailey Van Lith will be fine. I do think that there are...
Indiana has the rising star of women's basketball in Caitlin Clark, a walking highlight reel who can drop 40 from the logo. So, what did they do? They missed the mark in the draft, failing to grab an instant impact shooter, a reliable defender, or an elite rookie playmaker to lighten the load. No glass cleaner to dominate the boards either. And the craziest part, it's 100% real. They needed to protect the bag and support Caitlin, but instead, they handed her a solo mission. It's like asking Steph Curry to carry a YMCA team through the NBA Finals.
For those of us that were blessed enough to be in the recruiting wars with Caitlin Clark, it didn't take but a second when you saw her for the first time to recognize her greatness. We had a step back three, we had a semi-shoulder shrug, and we had a little grin looking over at the bench, and she was, I think, a rising ninth grader. And so, Lisa, Jenny, myself, or staff, we made a pact that we were...
Unless their late-round picks turn into hidden gems, this feels like a missed opportunity to build something unstoppable. But honestly, the Indiana Fever are already well-stocked at every position, and they're shaping up to be the team to beat. Nust, Sparks, on the other hand, needed a splash, a marquee pick, a future face of the franchise. Instead, they made modest selections that feel more like role fillers than cornerstone players. Their offense has holes bigger than a Shaq-sized jersey, and their draft picks feel more like players you'd see in the third quarter of a blowout. But here's the part nobody saw coming. A team this iconic, this historic, just fumbled the moment. LA's fans are loyal, but even they're side-eyeing this draft, wondering, was that it?
To represent France, but not only France, Cameroon, Congo, you can see the flag on my table. I'm a multicultural person. I have a lot of people behind me, and I'm so proud to be here and to represent all of them.
Winners like Washington, Dallas, and Seattle walked away with stars, future leaders, and players who will light up highlight reels. Losers like Phoenix, Indiana, and LA either played it too safe or missed the mark entirely. This draft didn't just shift rosters. It reshaped the future of the league. If these players live up to the hype, we're in for a golden age of WNBA basketball, filled with buckets, blocks, and pure mayhem. Wanted the ultimate twist. This is just the beginning. When the new season rolls around, we'll be eating good. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.